Fellow auto detailers, welcome to the show that features interviews with today's most successful auto detailers. This is the Auto Detailing Podcast. Here's your host, Jimbo Balaam.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 297 of the Auto Detailing Podcast. This is Jimbo, your host, and the best intro in the world is about to come up right now after this brief intro. So stay tuned for that. And before we get into the show, I do just want to say thank you to everyone over at Autofiber for taking care of the Auto Detailing Podcast listeners. And if you haven't checked out the Jimbo Kit, you can get that. It's you can save like $25. It's a whole slew of my hand-picked favorite towels over from Autofiber. Super plush ones, some all-purpose ones, and these scrub pads that are to die for. Because you know when like you're working on either a leather seat or a door panel or a steering wheel, and you don't need like a super aggro brush, but you need something more than a towel. Well, Autofiber has these perfectly designed scrub pads that I love for like those lighter cleanings. I love them for more aggressive cleanings around steering wheels because you can kind of form them to the steering wheel. Instead of trying to hit the steering wheel with a brush and making a giant mess. So check those scrub pads out at autofiber.com. If you choose not to get the Jimbo Kit, that's okay. My feelings don't really get that hurt. Only sometimes. I do cry about an hour a night with all the people that look at the Jimbo Kit and don't buy it. But you can save 20% and get free shipping on anything else over at autofiber.com. All you got to do, real simply, is add code Jimbo, and you will get that savings. But I would check out the Jimbo Kit, at least check it out, see if you like it. And again, supporting sponsors of the show helps support this show continue. So I got a really, really special guest coming up for episode 300. Pete also makes a joke about that, but it's not Pete for episode 300. I'm actually heading out. Well, I'll be coming back when this episode is released and have already recorded episode 300, but I'm actually heading out the weekend before this gets released to meet the person in person and do episode 300. So hope you guys enjoy this episode with Pete, and here's the super funny intro. Here we go.
Anybody who been to a Waffle House already know that they failing their health inspection. This ain't news. What you gonna tell me? Water is wet. Next, I know they failed their health inspection. I seen the chef at my Waffle House was scrambling the eggs with his fingers. He didn't even have no utensil. Threw the eggs on the grill himself and chopped it up with his hands. I was just wondering how he wasn't getting burnt. This man slid his hand under the eggs, threw it on the plate. I know it ain't healthy. You ever been in a Waffle House? The floor is always sliding. Not the kitchen floor. I'm talking about as soon as you walk in, it's slippery. It got a 1/4 inch of grease on it. I know it's dirty, and I'm still eating it because it's $4.70. Give me my All-Star Special and my hash browns Captain Cover. Waffle House have a dirty cup. You sit it back, they'll bring you a dirtier cup. We know it's dirty. Mind your business, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. We know what it is. You want clean silverware, go to IHOP or Denny's. You want something for $5, go to Waffle House. That's why we come there. We know it. It's dirty. So, ain't nobody asked you to write no article. And they also give you the food as it comes. They don't never put all the stuff on a plate together. And one time I said, man, just give me my bacon with my eggs on one plate. No, they brought me one slice of bacon on a napkin. Said, why y'all doing that? Well, we just had this one ready. Put it together. The tables are small. Y'all got 100 plates on the table. Waffle just got a plate on it. They don't never want to bring your food together. Why? One time they gave me half a waffle and gave somebody else on the other restaurant half a waffle. I said, why y'all did that? He said, you're both ordering waffles. We both thought you were a little bit hungry, so we're going to give you half now and half later. Just bring me my whole waffle at the same time. One time I said my silverware is dirty, and they brought me a cup of hot water, stuck my silverware in there at the table, and dared me to say something. What I'm going to do? I seen somebody get in a fight at Waffle House. The workers fight each other. And nobody leaves. Somebody was at Waffle House I was at, they got in a fight, got arrested outside, and I sat there and ate my whole waffle. I don't care. I want somebody behind the grill with a felony. Because he making that All-Star with a little bit of fear in his heart. He don't know if he's going to go back in, so he got an extra piece of caution in it. I don't care if he sweats a little bit into the grits. Give me my grits. That's why y'all be over here getting sick all the time, because y'all eat at them fancy restaurants Waffle House is like eating a little bit of dirt when you're a kid. It makes you strong. Builds your immune system up. That's why your kids got snot noses and stuff. Y'all ain't eating enough Waffle Houses. Eat off with a dirty fork. You'll be all right. Builds character. So mind your business, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Ain't nobody asked you to write no article.
I love that, man.
Dang it. I was going to freaking start recording right then and have that whole thing be the intro.
You forgot?
And it says it wasn't working.
Oh.
Ugh, and then it wants me to quit Skype.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I was recording.
Perfect. I was going to start. Okay, I'll just send me the recording when we're done then, I guess.
That's cool.
All right. Well, with that lovely intro, Pete, welcome to episode 209. Whoa! Getting ahead of myself. 297 of the Auto Detailing Podcast. Am I coming in loud and clear for you, Pete?
You are. 297? Okay. Man, that's pretty impressive.
297. I got a super special guest for episode 300 already lined up.
Oh, I'm coming back? That's awesome.
Yeah. Yes. We're going to be doing it topless from the top of some mountain. We just haven't decided that mountain yet. And I'm excited, Pete, to do it in person topless with you.
Well, is there any other way?
No.
Did you like that GIF I sent you in the old Voxer group?
I did. Thank you for the birthday gift.
That's it.
Of yourself. The selfie, the gift selfie.
You do what you got to do. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, got to pay the bills, Pete.
That's right. Sometimes you got to dance. Sometimes you got to shake it.
Sometimes. And, yeah. So today we're going to be talking about it maybe a little embarrassing for me because of how we got to this crossroad, Pete. But I want to talk about why having a website is important in general. A lot of detailers surprisingly don't have a website or don't have a website that is worth the money that they're paying per month to have it be a website. And then also kind of something interesting happened to me or has been happening to me that I didn't even know what it was. So I don't know if you want me to start that story. You want me to lead in with that, or?
Let me start by saying what actually started the whole conversation, because that might help people.
Let's give some context. Good idea.
You and I have a nifty little program called the Detailer Inner Circle.
DetailerInnerCircle.com. I like where you're going so early in this. I like it.
Exactly. You can find out about it at DetailerInnerCircle.com. So,
did you want to play a testimonial for that, by the way, or?
Oh no, I got the website ones. When we're ready, man, I'm gonna play that.
Okay.
I got the whole string, the whole three. Your response back, the whole thing, man. It's
got it.
So we got the Detailer Inner Circle, and with the Detailer Inner Circle, yeah, we got all this great training information. Like, we had one guy who took day one of the 5-day cash machine and booked 9 or 10 details that day. He just did exactly what we told him to do, and made enough money to cover his Detailer Inner Circle membership for the whole year. And so we got all this great training stuff that we give to you as part of being a part of the Detailer Inner Circle. But one of the key pieces, partially because we want people to stay in it, right? You and I have been blatant about that. We're we want you to stay, is we give you a lead generation website. We'll explain a little bit later the difference between lead generation and an information-only website. But here's the bottom line. When I create websites, when clients pay me to create their websites, which, by the way, the last website I built out, I think I charged them $6,000 for it. So that's a typical custom website. Normally, I'm in the $15,000 to $20,000 range to build out a website. And I tell people, I go, look, if you want somebody cheaper, you can find 1 million people to build out a website. The difference between mine and everyone else's, I know how to get clients. So,
which is in my opinion, the reason for having a website.
Right, yeah.
Is you just don't want to look pretty online, but you want to make it work for you because you are paying for it.
And here's the thing, guys. If you have a website and you get a new client, the first time you see them is not the first time they saw you. I guarantee you they've already gone to your website and checked you out. And if you don't have a website, that's why you're missing a lot of deals, because people are don't know who this guy is, don't know if they're sketchy, what the deal is. So I was talking with actually two of my assistants. I was like, hey, where are we at with everybody's website? Because, we got a whole bunch of people in the Detailer Inner Circle, and I want to make sure that we're getting their websites up and, helping them get the whole thing done. So what we've got with the Detailer Inner Circle, you get a website. You get one of my websites. We've got all of the consumer guides on it, which you get as part of the Detailer Inner Circle. And we've got what are called landing pages. They're ready if you want to do like Google AdWords and stuff. We got the request a quote. We got everything, and we personalize it. So it's not just a straight template like you're going to give us your pictures. We're going to if we got to have our graphic guy do a little bit of editing on the pictures, which we usually do. Our graphic guy does that. It doesn't cost you anything, right? You're part of the Detailer Inner Circle. So I'm talking to my guys. I'm like, hey, where are we at? And they're like, we got like a half a dozen done. I'm like, well, what's going on with all the rest? They're like, well, no one's given us all the material that we need. Like, we actually need their phone number. we
need your picture.
We need your picture. We need your address.
We need the stuff to make the website customized.
Exactly, right? So, like, and we're not talking, like, this is about as done for you as you can get. Really, but you do have to actually send us your picture and your phone number and the address you need. All that type of stuff.
Sure.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to put out to the Voxer group that, guys, we need this stuff so we can get your websites done because, we want them up and running. So like within 10 minutes of me putting out that message, Brian, one of the guys in the group, this is the Voxer message that he left.
Hey guys, yeah, Pete is definitely right. It's for sure helped me. I've only had the website done for maybe about a month, and it got me maybe 10 new leads in that month. And so far, 8 of those 10 have booked with me. So definitely get that information in, read through the guide, and go over your website and make sure you get that done. It's definitely worth the time and investment.
And then, Jimbo, you were like...
I was confused for a second, and I'm like...
Did he say 10?
Did I hear that right? So what did I say back, Pete?
This is what you said.
Did you say you got 10 new leads and closed 8 of them in the first month your website was up?
And Brian came back?
Yeah, Jimbo, that's correct. When I first went live, I was like, this is not going to work. And the next thing I know, my email went berserk. For clarification, 6 of those are from just the email that when someone presses, like request a quote or whatever. And the other ones were phone calls that said, hey, man, I just saw your site. That's awesome. What can you do for me?
So do you want to, that last part, Pete, do you want to talk about, he said 6 of those leads alone closed because of something that got sent to the client, the potential client. Do you want to talk about what those things are and why he was able to close 6 people in 1 month alone?
Yeah, well, didn't he say he closed 8 total, but just...
He closed 8 total, but 6 directly...
Yeah,
he got 8 leads from the website. He got 10 leads from the website, closed 8 of them, which is insane,
right,
by the
exactly.
way. That's a really high closure rate. And then 6 of them, he could directly link back to something that got emailed directly to the customer without him having to do any work, by the way.
Right, which is part of the problem that you had, which we'll explain here in a minute. So, okay, when I talk about a lead generation website over an information website, what most people think they need to have on their website is all about them. I'm the greatest detailer in the world. Look, I'm standing next to a Lamborghini. Doesn't it look cool? You should give me your business, right? That's what we do because in our minds, we have this image. I always refer to this all the time as the conversation. We have a conversation going on in our mind. Our prospect has a conversation going on in their mind. It's not the same conversation, but we think it is. So we think, hey, what someone wants to see when they come to my detailer website, I'm a cool person. I'm standing next to cool cars. The cars are clean. Therefore, you want to work with me. And it makes sense, right? Logically, it makes sense. That's what people want. But think about it from the prospect's point of view. They're looking at it going, okay, I've hired a detailer in the past. That detailer sucked. That detailer, had a bucket, a sponge, and a Q-tip and had been detailing for about 5 minutes before they showed up at my house.
Right.
their conversation is, how do I know that you're as good as you say you are because you're standing next to a pretty car, or because you just have a stock photo of a nice car? Why should I believe you? Why should I trust you? So what the average detailer has, and just so you know, it's the average business person, right? It's not just detailing.
I was going to say, one thing to consider when you're thinking about this, and maybe you are a detailer and you're saying this really doesn't matter, this doesn't pertain to me. Think about when you're maybe on vacation and you're going to find, or you're not, you're at home and you're looking for a handyman or a carpet cleaner, or you're new to an area and you're looking for a mechanic or a restaurant or really anything. Right? What's the first thing you're doing? You're not just like walking around aimlessly looking for places, right? You're on your phone, you're Googling it, you're trying to look it up. And so to your point earlier, the first touch point for you and a client or a potential client is definitely not the phone call.
Right.
And it's definitely not them walking into the shop. It's long before that.
Right. Yeah. So you got to think about it from their standpoint. And I thought you actually brought up a really good point. Like a contractor, if you've ever hired someone to do any kind of remodel on your house, isn't the first thought that goes through your head, because I know it's the one that goes through my head, how do I know you're not going to scam me?
Right.
How do I know you're going to actually do good work? I don't, like contracting specifically, I don't trust that industry. So I got to find one person there that I trust, and you can bet when I find that person, they get all of my business. Like, we've got a plumbing problem at our house, and I called the guy, I texted the guy last night, and I texted this one guy because 6 months ago we had another problem, and they came out, man, they did the job right. They literally had to dig underneath our house and cut out an old pipe and replace it. And I was like, okay, you're my guy. Like, you did the job right. It was quick. It was done in like 2 days. And I was like, I'm always going to go back to you. It's the same way with the detailer. People are like, they're sketchy. They don't know who they can trust. So you have to give them a reason to trust you. And an info website isn't a reason. So one of the key things that we've got on the website, we've talked about this. We've got these consumer guides. And we've got a consumer guide. I think one of them is like the consumer guide for or getting your on how to choose a car detailer. We got stuff if you run a business, how to add detailing as a employee benefit without it costing you anything or giving you any liability. We've got a guide on the difference between waxes, sealants, coatings, all that type of stuff. We've got the pre-sale detail consumer guide. So from a prospect standpoint, they're thinking, okay, I need to either sell my car, so I need a pre-sale detail. They're thinking, I want to have my car detailed because the kid threw up in it and I want it to be like sparkling inside and out. They've got all these questions. They go to your website and they're like, oh, this guy, he's different than everyone else. Yeah, he's got the Lamborghini. Yeah, he's on there, but he's also got this information. Well, I can just find, I've always wanted to know about the difference between waxes, sealants, and coatings. I'm going to go ahead and ask for this consumer guide. And that's what we call entering your funnel. So for them to get that guide, they have to give up their contact info. And when they give it up, the website, the ones that we give you in the Detailer Inner Circle, it automatically emails out to them your personalized guide, right? It's got your information on it, your phone number. We got a letter from you. Hopefully you've put your picture in it. We actually walk you through how to do all that stuff. And then it's
pretty much done for you.
Yeah, it's done for you. Well, except that you got to put your stinking phone number in there.
But the point being, this doesn't take a ton of work on their end.
Exactly. And at the same time, the website then sends you, the detailer, hey, Joe Blow over here just asked for the pre-sale detail consumer guide. And part of the reason why we do that is, one, in something we call the 5-day cash machine, we walk people through basically how to go from zero to making money really, really quick, and making a lot of money is the idea, because we originally put the cash machine together to help guys make $2,000 in 5 days. That was the reason we did it. And so, one, you can use what we call the 5-day cash machine with this lead. You can put it through the funnel, if you will, that we teach you in the 5-day cash machine. The other is because some guys are just going to, call up the person. Hey, I see you just asked for the pre-sale detail consumer guide. and I wanted to make sure that you got it. Like, that's the perfect excuse. I just wanted to make sure you got it. Oh, yeah, I got it. Great. Is there anything I can answer for you about that? Oh, well, you know what? I was blah, 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 whatever. But usually it's going to be like, you know what? I think I want to have you come out here and detail my car. Great. Tell me about the car. So that way I can give you a good idea of the range or whatever it's going to cost, or if you need to go see it. You also want to know, is it like not a good job for you? And you can tell them, hey, you know what? Your 1979 Gremlin. It's I'm sorry, man. It's a lost cause. I think you need to not worry about doing a pre-sale detail. Just dump that
Sell
thing.
it.
Right? Yeah,
just burn it.
Get rid of it. Right. But you would rather have that conversation too, by the way, before you actually go out
100%.
there. So the point is, you got to enter that conversation that's going on in their mind. So our websites are set up to generate leads. We've got the quote area. And by the way, when you're giving out quotes, we don't give out quotes online. Mm-hmm. I'm collecting your information so I can then call you. Because you know this, Jimbo, right? Like, how many times have you gone out to somewhere to see their car, and their car, they put on the website, it's a 2015 Dodge Charger. You get out there, it's a 2015 Dodge Charger that looks like crap.
Yeah, that looks like a 1915 Dodge Charger.
Right, and you're sitting there going, okay, I told you it was, 150.
Right.
But this is, easy $300 worth of work. Right. And then you got to look like a jerk and look like you're baiting and switching them, going,
right,
I can't give it to you for one. So I don't want to give away prices on the request a quote. I want to get your information so I can call you. And the way that we word it is, we're going to call you so we can find out exactly the condition your car is, so we can get you a more accurate quote. And people are cool with that. Right. They're like, okay, well, that makes sense. You're not going to just BS me. You're going to find out like what's really going on with my car so you can give me a real quote. And it generates the lead. So now we've got a lead generation website. We've got business coming into us. People go to Yelp. Like, I know that's where a lot of detailers get their business. Whether or not they advertise on Yelp is kind of irrelevant. Mm-hmm. But people are going to Yelp. They're checking out your reviews. And you can bet they're clicking on that website button. 100%. I do that all the time. So you want to have a good website.
And what I like from the detailer standpoint is when these leads are coming in, they're coming to your email, and it's super convenient to just click. You have, as it comes in, everything's laid out for you, right? So as much info as the customer has put in is as much info is sent to you. So if you want to call them, like you said, Pete, and make sure they got it, their phone number is right there. It's literally one click and you can call them. Right. You want to email them, one click and you can email them. And you already have some of the info, so you can, when you do call them, it's kind of like the ice has already been broken for you.
Right.
And you're to your words, you're entering the conversation that's already going on. That's a lot easier than a lot of these other marketing techniques out there, like dropping flyers on doorsteps or dropping putting business cards on car doors and stuff like that. It's, you're entering the conversation that's already there, but not all websites do this.
Right. Well, most of them don't. Like most of them just, I had this one client, man, this was great. They're in a really unique industry. They sell plans so you can build your own boat. Right? Like, talk about a niche. You know those really gorgeous wood boats that every once in a while you'll see out there on a lake? That's what they sell, are the plans. Like, basically they sell everything but the wood is also what they sell. But the main thing is, we got these plans and you can build your own boat. And so, I mean, they were a 7-figure business, and they were only getting 2 leads a day, and they had a 7-figure business because of just the industry that they're in.
Right.
So I came in there and I was paid to redo their website. And I'm like, okay, we need to redo this, but we need to generate leads. We took them, no lie, from 2 leads a day to 48 leads a day by simply offering the consumer guide right on the website. And it was like,
wow,
total change in their business, because now we're entering that conversation that's going on in someone's mind, which, like in their case, was, I think it was like the consumer's guide to building your own boat or something like that. So someone who's thinking about doing that, they probably got a lot of questions. It's the same thing with detailing. Someone who's thinking about detailing, they got a lot of questions. That's why I don't trust contractors. And I was telling my buddy this. I'm like, if one of them would put together, the 7 things you need to know before you hire your contractor, I'm the guy who would be downloading it. I'd be like, yes, that's what I need to know, because I need to have my bathroom redone.
Right.
So it's the same thing with detailing.
And so, even though I knew this was going on and this was the website that here's where I come into play, is I knew that this was going on, but since a lot of guys hadn't set up their website, there wasn't much banter in the Voxer group about leads and stuff like that, other than Brian's. It was Brian, right? Other than Brian's thing. So meanwhile, I'm getting all these emails, right? But because we have the detailerin.circle.com, which collects information, and I was under the impression that every time someone entered that funnel,
You were getting an email.
I was getting an email.
You
Right?
didn't
Because
realize they were actually leads
they were actually leads
coming to your personal website that we built out.
Yes. So, and what we did was I had a website, and then we transferred over to what we were giving the detailers in the Detailer Inner Circle. And my old website was generating leads because actually, didn't we have something? We had something set up before that was generating leads. Anyway, whatever it was. I've probably got, I don't know, Pete, 15 leads over the past month.
And what'd you do with them?
I was deleting every single one of them. Because I literally was thinking that I'm like, okay, another detailer entered the funnel for the Detailer Inner Circle, like cool, because I get all the notifications when someone signs up, whatever. For whatever's going
I should
on.
have explained to you. We've had hundreds of detailers enter the Detailer Inner
Yes.
Circle funnel.
Yes.
And no, you do not get those emails, and
Yeah,
neither would
I
I
don't.
want them. There's too many.
I don't get those emails.
Yeah.
So I was, as we met up a couple days ago, I didn't click until literally 2 days ago when I came over to your house, Pete, and because I had just gotten 2 leads that day, and I was like, maybe I should open these emails. I wonder what they are. And you're like, dumbass, those are leads to your website. Those are people requesting the consumer guides and getting them. You should probably follow up on those. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh. It's just comedy to me because it's actually two things going on, right? Like we've got the request a quote and we got the consumer guides. So when someone does the request a quote, they're the hottest of the hot.
right.
I mean, they want you to give them a price because they're deciding between yes and no, not between do I want this detailer or the other detailer.
Right.
So some of those.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. The day that the quote that I figured out, it was a real person who actually wanted to detail and not a detailer signing up for the Detailer Inner Circle. I literally, and I'll be frank right now, I'm busy, right? Like
Right.
I have plenty of work.
Right.
Right. And I feel fortunate enough to say that I've been grinding it out for 10 years, almost 10 years. I have a lot of other stuff going with the podcast, blah, 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 what everyone knows. Right. So I'm busy. And I have a lot of regulars. So to me, in the current position I'm in, a new client isn't, I have other opportunities, right? I'm hesitant to say that I don't want any new clients, but I'm in a really good position for myself, right? So the one client, lead I decided to follow up on, I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to text this person. I'm not even going to call them, right? I just text them, and I was like, hey, Jackie, saw you put in a request. Can I answer any questions? She texted me right back. I had 8 pictures of her car within 10 minutes, and 5 minutes after that had lined up an appointment. And I stepped back and I was like, wow. I literally put like minimal effort into it. Didn't give a crap whether I got it or not. The customer sent me a ton of pictures. I still gave her a ballpark price and landed the job.
Right.
And that one job was worth $200.
And you're so busy right now. You mentioned when we were getting together the other day that you're not currently running any Google ads because
Nothing.
you couldn't handle it. So all of those leads are not coming from Google ads.
No, nothing.
It's just it's the website drawing people in.
Literally, not exaggerating, probably at least, well, you could see on the back end because
I still haven't looked because I don't care. I'm like,
You don't
I don't
care.
care how many leads you get. I'm worried about the leads that I get.
Right. It's probably at least 15 in the past month.
That's awesome.
So that's, for a lot of guys starting out, 15 leads in a month, that is significant. And granted, you're not going to land all of them, right? But the point I wanted to make, that if we go back, or if people watch the webinar at detailerinnercircle.com,
love it.
We show how you can make over 7, well, you could, but over 6 figures detailing, right? Or how you could really scale up I forget the exact numbers, Pete, but it was basically with like, what, 1 new client a week, was it?
I think it was like 1 new lead every 10 days or 3 new leads a month. Yeah.
Okay, so 3 leads. If we're talking 3 leads a month, you could increase your detailing revenue by, it was over $50,000, right? A year?
Yeah, because we showed the example between a $48,000 a year business and a $100,000 a year business.
So if you're listening, go back to watch the webinar at detailerinnercircle.com, because we give the example in there, but that's just with 3 leads a month. And Brian is talking about how he got 8 in 1 month.
Right, closed. 8 closed.
Closed 8. He got 10 leads in 1 month. So more than triple the example that we even gave is what he actually got.
The cool thing is, too, like, one of the things we go over in the 5-day cash machine, it's how to turn current clients into refers. It's how to take past clients and make them come back. Really old clients who, years ago might have used you for a detail, and how to get them to come back. And also what I call past prospects, or basically just prospects. Somehow they heard about you, but you never did business with them. So those other 2 that Brian got, they're going to go into his 5-day cash machine funnel. Right. And at some point in the future, odds are they're going to become clients too. Right. Because you got to see yourself.
Zero waste.
Yeah. Like, this was one of the conversations I think I had in the Voxer group. Most of the detailers who are listening to this right now, you see yourself either as a detailer or as someone who's getting started in detailing.
Right.
And what I'm telling you is you need to see yourself as a marketer of your detailing business. Right. So it's not I'm a detailer, it's I'm a marketer of my detailing business. Like, I see myself as a marketer of my marketing business, because it reminds me my job is not to be a marketer. My job is to market my marketing business and bring more clients in. And if that means I then need to hire more staff, like in the detailer world, maybe you need to get an independent contractor who can go out there and take care of, the work that you don't want to do, the stuff that's only going to bring in $150, and you want to work on the RV for $850, let's say, whatever, that's fine. But when you see yourself as a marketer of your detailing business, it starts to change how you think and how you interact. So it's not, I don't want to leave everyone with the impression that it's all about the website. The website is a key piece, but it's also the mindset. You need to always be detailing. You need to always be marketing. Everything you do is marketing that detailing business.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
That's it. Mic drop.
That's it. I don't want to beat a dead horse too bad, but it's like, and that's why I've said it before, like, I'm so passionate about this this course, because there's and it's cool. It's one thing for us to talk about it, right? And say, oh, in theory, if you got 3 leads a month, this is what you can do, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's all good, right? In theory, right? And I feel like that's what a lot of people can say, like, oh yeah, sounds good, Jimbo and Pete, but what if I can't get 3 leads a month? And then it's like, boom, Brian comes in and is like, I got 10 leads in a month.
And I didn't even know any of that, right? Because I don't look at the back end and see how many leads come in, because I got my own business to take care of, right? I'm not even looking at that stuff. So to me, it was stinking awesome to hear.
It's awesome.
But, to even go a step further, like, everybody who joins the Detailer Inner Circle, we offer, I don't know that everyone's done this, I'd say probably 90% have done this. We offer a one-on-one call. So my staff actually gets on the phone with you, finds out where you're at in your business, where are you trying to get to, are you on Voxer? Do we need to get you plugged into the Voxer group? Are you going to do the website with us? Great, then we need to get you the material that you need, so that way you know exactly what we need to finish your website, kind of a thing. And one of the things that I found out, and I know you know about this, Jimbo, I certainly didn't. I was actually kind of like, wow, that's really interesting. But a lot of the detailers have been telling my staff, specifically Wayne, who does a lot of these calls, that the forums and stuff, there's like a lot of attitude from a lot of detailers.
Right.
Like one of the guys,
a lot of egos.
Yeah, like this one guy was saying, and I don't know who it was. This is just recounted to me by my assistant. He's talking with one of the guys who's in the detailer inner circle. He's like, yeah, you know what? I was on this forum, and I needed to know like how to fix this one problem. So I took some pictures and asked the question. And he goes, and I get all kinds of responses. And you know, one of these snot-nosed kids is like, if you don't know how to do that, then you just need to quit the detailing business and get out. You don't know what you're doing. And he's going, dude, I've been doing this for 33 years. I asked a question because I've never run into this. And you, some little punk kid who's been doing this for all of 10 minutes, is telling me that I need to leave the detailing business. And what I want everyone to know is that's not what our community is like. Like our
Couldn't
community
be more opposite.
Exactly. And if we have someone in there that ever does that, we haven't yet, but if we did, they're out.
You're out.
Because that is not
First offense.
Yeah, that's not the community that we want to create. Like the guys and gals, I should say, the guys and gals that we have in there are really, really cool, and they contribute a lot, and we all give back to each other. In fact, we do a mastermind call every month, and in fact, we're going to start next month doing 2 calls a month.
Yep.
But we got a mastermind call next week, and the main thing that you and I are talking about on this live call is basically building that whole continuity income business, the subscription-based business where you get your clients to give you money every single month, and you've got set business, and I don't care if you got a fixed business or you got a mobile business. We're going to give you the tools that you need and walk you through, here's how you do it, here's how you actually set this stuff up. And that's when we're going to tell them, if they don't listen to the podcast, that we're going to twice a month after that. And then we have open line, so everyone can ask whatever questions they got. You and I are there. We're going to answer them. And it's a really cool community for detailers.
And the barrier to entry is so low, right? So the barrier to entry is sign up for the inner circle, you're in.
Yeah, sign up for the inner circle. It's $100 a month. We give you $2,000 in. Well, technically it's more than that, but we give you detailing for profits, which we sell for $2,000 outside of the detailer inner circle. And guys have paid that. You know that. We had guys who came through it. And we actually just grandfathered all of them into the detailer inner circle. We're just like, whatever, you guys can stay, because that's just cool. You know, I don't want to be the guy who's like, no, now you got to give me $100 a month.
right.
Jacko. I mean, how uncool would that be? But yeah, I mean, it's just it's a really low barrier to entry. Check it out at detailerinnercircle.com. But even if you don't join and don't use the website, which we give you for free. like let me explain it to you guys again like this, because this to me is, I was talking to my assistant Wayne. He's like, do these guys know what you charge to build a website? And I'm like, well, clearly they don't, because they're not getting the stuff in.
Right.
We don't even charge you for the domain name. Like, if you don't have a website, I'll spend the freaking $15 on GoDaddy and buy you a domain name so we can get your website up and running. Because I know if you're making money, you're never going to leave. And then that means more money for us because you stay in our continuity program. I'm blatant about this. I got to keep you in there. The only way I can keep you in there is by giving you cool stuff and constantly giving you great ideas that helps produce results. Not just ideas for the sake of ideas, but money in your pocket.
You're getting all fired up, Pete.
Mic drop.
and that's the big secret, right? Like, we want your money, but the only way that you're going to keep paying us money is if you're making more money than you're paying us.
Right. Exactly. Because who would keep doing that, right?
Right.
No one goes, oh yeah, I'm going to keep giving you money. Besides, that's freaking $100 a month.
Right.
I mean,
come on, man. You can afford it. Spend more on lattes.
That's the thing, is people choose to spend money where they want to spend their money, right? So I've had plenty of people who email in, I'd really like to do it, but I can't afford it. Look, dude, I'm going to be straight with you. If you can't afford that, you're right. Because there's something else going on in your life. You just can't tell me you can't come up with $100 unless your life is totally in the toilet. And that could be the case, in which case don't come into our program. You got other problems in your life you got to fix. We'll have you in at another time when life is a little bit better for you. But for that entry point, it's like, come on, man. let's do it. Let's go make some money. It'll be
Go
fun.
make some money together. So
That's it.
with that, you can join and get more information. I've had a couple people reach out to me, Pete, and say, so tell me about the Detailer Inner Circle.
Do you go, here's the webinar, go
Yes,
watch it?
that is literally my response. My first response is, have you gone to detailerinnercircle.com? Not trying to be rude, but it's going to save us a lot of time.
Yeah.
If you've watched the webinar and you're still not sold on it and you need some more convincing, I'm available via phone.
Wow. Big
But
step.
watch the webinar first,
Yeah.
and then you won't need me.
We got really cool people who like text us in. I've told you this before, man. I cannot believe how cool the detailers are who have gone through, because we text them all. You know, I ask all of them, "Hey, what'd you think?" And literally one dick out of everybody. And I'm like,
Well,
how is this possible?
Many dicks, but one rude guy.
I don't even see the other guys. I just took it as there's only one rude guy, but the rest I was just like, whatever. I mean, I actually didn't feel like they were being mean.
Which is amazing, because honestly, whether it's a Facebook group, whether it's a forum or whatever, that feedback that you got from that one guy with like how he got just like, you know, blindsided by a bunch of rookies,
Right.
you know, with bad information. It's like, that's kind of what I was expecting. And it's like, I'm shocked that it couldn't be, you know.
See, because I don't do forums. And I mean, we've had some guys who are like, oh, you know, I'm in the Voxer, I listen, I don't really talk. I kind of get that, because that's the way that I'm built. Except
Every time I talk, it ends the conversation. So I'm guarding how much I talk.
no, but see, I will talk about marketing, because I realize that's what everyone's in there for. So obviously, but if it wasn't my group, like we've got two. We've got one that's all about detailing, and the other one that's all about marketing your detailing business. And so that way we can kind of make it separate. And if you got it like, what do you guys think about this product, or stuff that there's no freaking way I can answer, because I don't know that. That's you.
Right.
We separated it out. So I'm in it, but if it were up to me, my own devices, I wouldn't be in it, because I'm the kind of guy who would rather listen. So I get it. If you're that person who's like, I want to listen, that's cool. I'd encourage you to interact, because I think you'll be able to give a lot, and then you'll even get more. But that's cool. You can still learn all this stuff, because the questions are going on. You know, people are asking questions, we're answering them, and just take it and apply it to your business. It's going to help you get more money.
It's really going to help you get more money. Cool, Pete. With that, we'll wrap it up. Call it a day.
Wait.
Everyone else?
Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
And it'll be game over if you join the
Do you even know what movie that's from? You don't even know it.
Just acting like I do.
Bill Paxton and Aliens. Come on.
Definitely. Now, you know what? Now that you say that, I can without a doubt say no. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, so painful. So painful.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Auto Detailing Podcast. Head on over to autodetailingpodcast.com for full show notes and links of everything that we've talked about today. And don't forget to check out our resources page for a direct link to all the products talked about not only on today's episode, but that I use in my day-to-day detail business. They have direct links so you can purchase and get free shipping right from that page. That's autodetailingpodcast.com. We'll see you on the next episode.